Hi, baby.
Hi, baby. Hi, audience.
Hi, people.
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 Our peeps.
Hello, welcome back to our channel.
Indeed.
She's Lily. I'm Sam.
You're trying to take my moment away. So selfish.
Hello, and welcome back to our channel. I thought it was better if I said the whole sentence and then you could say, I'm Lily. Hello, welcome back to our channel. I'm Sam.
And I am Lily. Yeah.
Lilia.
Like from Agatha all along.
Lilia?
Yeah.
Lilia?
See.
I don't know.
Oh.
This is Chuck.
Chuck wants to be in today's video.
My
elderly
family cat.
Elderly family cat.
He's 14 years old.
Going strong.
Going strong.
Not super strong though. If you hear any coughing, it's him, not us. Oh. He's the only one in the house with us today.
Yeah.
So if you hear any noises, it's him.
Okay.
Finally, we've had a cat in our video.
Yeah.
But,
He's back.
Yeah.
He will be back.
He's very persistent.
Very persistent.
What are we doing today, baby? Sorry, that's what you always say. Baby?
Why did you put the quotation?
The whole thing was meant to be. What are you doing today, babe? What's happening? What?
Okay, first of all, let me start with please like, comment, and subscribe.
Follow us on Instagram and TikTok
At perry.fry.
Correct.
Finally.
We know our own account
Yeah.
names.
And we promise to become more reliable on Instagram.
We promise.
I promise.
Wow.
I'm just, excuse me. Excuse me. It's purring.
You just started purring.
Jack, do you mind? Come here. We'll cuddle you here. He's also not allowed on the table, but he's 14 and he doesn't care anymore.
He does not care about that.
Come on, lay down. Anyway, I want to address some comments that I thought were really funny.
Ooh.
In a couple that were not funny. I don't know if you're okay talking about that.
Yeah.
But I want to...
We can always cut it out if not, but
talk about it.
I think I'm cool with it.
So, someone asked recently in one of our videos if we're high while we're filming. We're not.
No.
I just need to know why. Like, what made it sound like we were high?
My theory is it's that we have accents. Because maybe people are expecting American accents and then there's my Australian accent and whatever the hell's going on with her.
My accent.
So maybe that's what it is.
Just please comment together. Let me know.
Yeah, we need to know. There's no hard feelings.
No.
Like,
it's funny.
We're dying to know why you think we sound drunk.
Yeah. High, not drunk.
I'm not drunk.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Not even drunk. Like,
how do you even sound high?
I don't know.
Maybe we're just kind of like airheads sometimes. So we both. I have ADHD. Like, is it me going on tangents, or I think you go on tangents as well? Maybe it's our tangents that make us seem.
It's 11:11 on that clock. It is not 11:11. It's like past.
Anyway,
what else? So it's just past Christmas. It's 4 days after Christmas right now.
Merry Christmas.
So
happy holidays.
Happy
whatever
holidays.
You celebrate.
Happy New Year. I think maybe I'll edit this before the other video that we already have because it's like closer to Christmas. So
yeah, otherwise we'll be saying it in like the end of January or something.
This year for Christmas, we are in Europe. So we're actually in Italy. We're at my mom's. And it's super cold. Well, it should be colder.
Yeah, it's not snowing or anything. It's been like bright and sunny days every day.
Climate change.
Since we got here, basically. Yeah. But it's freezing.
But it's cold.
And it's my first European Christmas.
Yay!
But I feel like when we travelled and it did snow quite a bit while we were travelling and we did Christmas markets and stuff. Like,
you had the experience.
Yeah, I had like snow and Christmas markets in the same kind of proximity. So I feel like I have experienced the proper European Christmas.
Yeah.
But just not here in Italy.
Yeah.
But we did play the traditional Italian Christmas game.
Yeah, the
Tombola.
I'm so happy we got to play it because we used to play as kids with my grandma all the time. And it's like a very traditional game in Italy, but usually what you do is that you sort of pay, like you give some coins for each card. Traditionally, you pay for each card and then you win an amount of money. But in my family, each family group brings some prizes, and there's prizes if you have two numbers, they're close to each other, like on the same row, 3, 4, 5, and then if you do tombola, which is the whole card. So I'm so glad that she got to play with my grandma and she won one round.
I was
my
really good at
sister
it.
won one round. I may or may not have cheated, allegedly. So we're gonna read some Reddit stories that I picked. Bless you. Respira. Better? No?
Oh.
So let's read some Reddit stories that I picked months and months ago, so I don't remember the stories. Guess it's more fun like this.
Yeah, is there a theme today or?
I have no idea. I picked these stories like...
We'll find out. Even she's in the blind.
Yeah, we were still in Germany, so like 2 months ago, I think. So I don't remember. My memory is not the best.
They'll get to know that.
Reddit story number 1. My 23 female boyfriend, 27 male. So it's 4 years. 23, 27 is not too bad.
Yeah.
Charged me $100 for ruining his shirt in the wash.
I don't think it's morally wrong, especially if he's like told her how to care for the shirt, like don't wash it on this mode or at this temperature or whatever. Personally, if you ruined something of mine, I would know it was a mistake, and I want to have this kind of relationship, where the monetary value of something is more important to me than, you know. I don't know. I personally wouldn't charge you for something like that, but
for me, there's only one way this could go where he's right to charge her. If he explicitly asks her, do not wash this shirt, really expensive, and I want to wash it in a certain way myself, then he has the right to be upset about it. I don't know if I would charge my partner anything for anything like this, but
it seems like a bit of an odd relationship, you know. Like if you had done that, I would be like, I'm sure it was a mistake. I bet she already feels so guilty about it. Like, and you do so much for me, you know, like this one thing wouldn't make me feel any kind of way. Like if it was a build up of all these like things that you do that show that you don't care about me and my stuff, then I can see I wouldn't want to be in a relationship like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's find out more information.
So my boyfriend and I have been together for almost 3 years. I recently graduated college and am taking a gap year while I apply to dental school. I'm currently working as a dog sitter while I study for a big exam to get into dental school, so I'm paying only about 20% of our rent for the past 4 months. By January, I expect to have a full-time job after my exam and will help more with rent. I don't know what kind of agreement they have. I think it's good to... I guess once we'll start working different jobs in Australia, we'll also have to decide how we're gonna do split rent, because I do think bills and rent, these big expenses, but I'll finish reading. In exchange for my boyfriend paying for more of the rent, I cook every weekday, do the laundry, vacuum, take the trash, etc. Basically all the house chores. My boyfriend never fails to mention how little rent I pay, even though we agreed this will be temporary. Okay, I really don't like
him.
If you agreed on this, why would you like it's an agreement?
Yeah, you can't hold something over someone's head that you agreed to.
I also pay $200 for groceries each month with my EBT. What is EBT?
No idea. Electronic bank transfer? Transport.
I know it's not much. We never go out to eat, probably twice in the past 3 months, so he's not spending on restaurants. That's the dynamic of our finances. Recently, while doing the laundry, one of his white shirts for work got a pink mark on the collar from the detergent, and he charged me $100 for the shirt since it was expensive. I was very offended by that. It felt like something a cheap person would do, especially since I've bought him clothes many times without any special occasion. He never gets me gifts unless it's my birthday or Christmas, which is fine, but I give him gifts all year around, making me sensitive about him charging me for the shirt. The day he charged me, I had brought him a special Colombian hot dog I wanted him to try.
What's the relevance?
I think because she she would spend money on him.
Yeah.
I was only going to take one bite because I'm not that much of a fan of hot dog. However, after he charged me the $100, I ended up eating the hot dog myself in front of him and told him to reheat the food I made yesterday if he was hungry. I never really thought he was a cheap person, but this felt like a cheap thing to do and say. So much to say. I'll let you do the honors of this.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I feel like there's some poor communication going on because instead of communicating how she felt about the whole situation, she just did something petty, which we know how I feel about that. But yeah, his behavior to begin with, I also don't agree with.
Let's look at the money part.
They could have spoken about it.
I think the issue started there because
he's resenting her for the amount of rent.
But it looks like from the information we have, they agreed on doing this. That at the moment she's paying only 20% plus the $200 for groceries. So if we decide we sit down, we look at our incomes and whatever, and we say, okay, for the next 6 months,
this feels adequate.
This is what we're gonna do. It's something that we agree on together.
Yeah.
But apparently I
don't even agree with like you said earlier, every couple has a different way that they feel makes things fair, you know. But I don't really agree that the person who's paying less rent should be doing all the chores. Like, it sounds like I can't even think of any other chores than the ones she listed. Like,
that's all of it.
That's time and labor. Like, that's a very different thing to money. Like, she's working just as hard each day, you know, studying, trying to get a degree, which is going to earn her a lot of money if she does get it. And he's also working all day, and he's getting this much money, she's getting this much money. What she's getting is significantly less because of the situation she's in. But they're both working just as hard. If he didn't want to cover that much of the rent, then they should have chosen a place that wasn't so high in rent, or maybe live separately for that time. There's ways to
go around it.
Make people feel.
I agree. I think clearly he has resentment, and you should not. Probably when he agreed, he was already feeling like it was an unfair thing, or maybe in the next couple of months it was like, like I'm spending so much money. But I don't necessarily agree, like you said, with like I pay more, so you have to do more.
Yeah, like you have the same amount of hours in each day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to divide the jobs inside a house. Like, there are things maybe that I like to do more than you do, and vice versa. So it would be fair, like, that we divide that maybe. But
or if he's like working 8 hours a day and she's studying 4 hours a day, like, you work out what is fair for both of you, what both of you can contribute to make things equitable, not equal. I agree. But he should have communicated that he was feeling this kind of way, and they could have worked something out. Yeah, it doesn't sound like he spoke to her about it at all. Like, he's just being petty.
So this story was from Relationship Advice, so it's not from Am I the Asshole? But I do think he's the asshole in this situation. You can't treat like this your girlfriend, and you can have a conversation and be like, I'm sorry, but I don't feel this is working anymore. Let's find out. And like, charging someone $100 for a shirt because it has a stain, like
she said, like, I've bought him clothes before. That's what I was thinking, like, not necessarily monetary, but when I said that you do so many things for me, it's like $100 shirt, like, doesn't even make a dent. You do so much for me, not only financially.
No, I feel the same.
Yeah, that it doesn't even make a difference to me.
100%.
You know?
I think, like, the amount of mental labor that you put in the relationship, or like to support me, and like I feel like I have a lot of I struggle like a lot with communication, like things that I'm learning, etc. And I feel like often you put more mental labor, I don't know how to say, like, I think that is worth like $1 million. Like, it's not comparable. I could never be like, oh my god, you broke my laptop, you need to
basically we give enough to each other that we wouldn't feel like $100 shirt loss would mean anything in our relationship. But clearly it's like been something to push them over the edge.
And like, things happen. Like, remember when you accidentally broke my mocha?
Yeah.
It was a total accident, something that actually I've done myself as well in the past. So I know how she got there. Like, it was a total mistake. was I like, oh my god, you ruined it, I'm gonna charge you?
No, you said you were just gonna get another one, and I was like, no, I'm gonna pay.
You eventually pay for it, but you offer because that's like,
I was in a financial position to do so.
Yeah, I would never. I told you back then, I was like, it's fine. Like, it's just, it's an object. Did I like it? Yes. Did I care for it? Yeah. But I care more about you and our relationship than any object.
Yeah.
In our house, like, nothing will matter. I don't think I will ever find an object that is worth more than our relationship. Like, it's impossible. Maybe our cats.
Yeah, that would probably break us up if one of us did something to harm the other cat.
It's impossible.
We wouldn't, because we love each other's cats. So
yeah, it's impossible.
Should we read the update?
There is an update. Yeah, that's crazy. It wasn't there when I copy and paste
it. Perfect.
Because it was not in the Word document. Update. We just ended the relationship. It wasn't just about the shirt, but we had an accumulation of issues and we're not able to communicate successfully. I feel broken. Well, I'm sorry, but
it'll teach you a life lesson, though. You have to learn the importance of communication and like what kind of communication you need in a relationship to make it successful. And unfortunately, the only way of learning that is to
failing.
Fail. Not an entire relationship, but to fail at communication in moments of your relationship. And hopefully, you both love each other and are committed to each other enough to work on these communication issues, both of you. But sometimes it doesn't happen. Like, that one person realizes before the other how important it is.
I think he was already sort of checking out the moment that you charge your partner for this silly thing. I feel like you're not committed in a relationship. Someone in the comments said well, it's spelled wrong, but you're better off with the hot dog.
That's so funny.
If he ever marries you, it won't be a real marriage. He'll demand a prenup and treat you like a freeloader for staying home to raise his children. I'd make plans to leave.
I definitely was sensing some, like, sexism, like, compet, like, relationship roles. Things.
It's like the breadwinner and you have to do all the cooking, all the cleaning.
Which it does tend to happen more with men because of the way they've been socialised.
Someone said, is this what you want the rest of your life to look like? Having someone be petty and transactional over a small accident? And this is what it boils down. Like, if it's something that, like, we all make mistakes in relationship and everything, but if you can't address it and talk about it and solve it, then this is what your relationship is going to look like. And is that what you want for your relationship?
Yeah, you can't have that as the foundation of your relationship.
Anyway. Yeah, I think this is the perfect example because something like this happened to us. Like, I cannot imagine.
I'm sure you've destroyed things of mine as well.
Yes. Oh, no, 100%. I'm really bad. It really comes in. I forget shit all the time. That's what came to my mind because it's also something that I have done. It
happened recently. And it was also, like, kind of expensive.
Yeah, it was a little expensive. Sorry. I feel bad now that you know.
I'm just joking, baby. It's a good example.
But it's a good example because it's and it's some again. Also, I broke it as well. Like, I've done the same exact thing, which is forget to put water in, which is insane, but it happens. Yeah. Okay, people don't judge us.
I knew that like I wanted to pay for it, and because I had the means to do so. Like, I wanted to replace it. But I also knew that if I didn't, it wasn't going to end the relationship. No. There wasn't going to be any hostility from you. Like, I was not afraid.
Genuinely do not care. Like, absolutely.
If she did end up paying for it, or like they just got into some argument and they stayed together, like anytime she made a mistake, she was going to have this immediate fear, like, how's he going to react?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can't live like that.
All right, let's go with story number 2. Do we talk too much?
Yes. But I mean, that's our job.
Yeah, job.
Yeah, we're earning so much money from this.
Zero.
Babe, we have to manifest it.
Manifest.
Yeah, if we talk what is it? If we talk the talk, we will walk. If we walk and talk the walk and talk. If we talk, let's move on. All right, my 32 male wife, 31F. I hate it when they do. I absolutely hate it with a passion when they do it like that.
I think you shouldn't put it in the title. I don't like it in the title.
Yes, I agree. So OP is the 32 male. OP's wife is 31 female.
Mm-hmm.
My wife sold the dresser of my sister-in-law, 28-ish. I'm really struggling.
28-ish. They're 32 and 31.
Yeah, they're all around 30, all right? And now I'm going to leave out the ages because it's just confusing everything. My wife sold the dresser my sister-in-law built and gifted us. How do I help smooth and fix the potential backlash?
The story came back to me as you read this because I remember reading it and I was like, this is insane. And it's fucking insane. Like, from the title already, I hate the wife. I'm sorry, but someone takes the time to build the dress.
Yeah, that sounds like hard work.
Even if it's shit, I would just keep it for it. Like,
oh my god, yeah. And you can find a place for it. And also, like, dresses, you can decorate them. Like, even if you don't like the style of it.
You could, like, repaint it if you don't like the color. Okay, go.
It's sold. So how does he help smooth and fix the potential backlash? Basically, take the sister-in-law's side. Oh, it's the wife's sister.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's so weird.
This is so hard because, like, usually I would say you need to be a unit, like be a team with your wife.
Yeah.
But since it's a relative of the wife...
Yeah, and she did something wrong.
To her own sister.
Unless it's his brother's
or
wife.
Or sister's wife.
So it could be like that as well. It could be his siblings.
Oh, my brother's wife, it says. Okay, so it is in his family.
It was literally the next sentence.
Anyway, all that to say, I think he should... Should we try and give our advice before we read it, just to see if we would change anything after we get more info?
Yeah,
because the question is, how do I help smooth it and fix potential backlash?
So it's from his side of the family. I think
he should say that was wrong. I think he should outwardly say, I don't think what my wife did was right. Like, and then deal...
Did they know? Did they tell
that she'd done it?
I think he should to have a good chat with her, figure out where she sold it, potentially try to buy it back. And just, have a huge talk to her because it's really bad.
And maybe, like, if it's possible, come to a place where both of you can sit down with the sister-in-law and be like, the wife can say, look, I've done this. After talking to my husband, I realised that it was wrong.
Maybe they're struggling a lot with money, but...
I think we do need context. Okay. So, my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, makes furniture as a hobby and is really good at it. About a year ago, my brother randomly asked my wife and I if we needed anything. He was beating around the bush and I blurted the first thing that came to mind and said a new entryway dresser would be nice. I didn't think anything would come of it, but a couple of months go by, and for our 5th wedding anniversary, they surprised us with our own custom-built dresser. Were they, like, secretly measuring the space in the house? Like, can we come over? Movie night!
That's super cute. Oh my god, I was going to take a photo.
Sorry. No, that's okay. Sorry.
He was like...
He was rested. He's
literally like...
This is like his ideal situation. We're distracted. We're giving him attention. I'm not a crafty person at all, but I could tell that a lot of effort and time was put into this piece. I mean, unless it was falling apart, it would have to. It would have to have been a lot of time and effort. She combined 2 types of wood. Joints and edges were all flushed and smooth. There was a lot of thought put into the design, little additional details and whatnot, nice oil finish and soft closing drawers. All of this to say that the piece was extremely well made with good craftsmanship, and my wife and I absolutely loved it. My wife and I. I can just imagine him like getting a magnifying glass and like looking into all the nooks and crannies and just being like, wow, and look at this. And she must have used a good sander on that. I got that. I don't know
anything about
terms.
Yeah, I wish.
But he's really noticed. Like he's gone. He's looked at it all. Like he's studied it.
Well done. It's very well done.
Really cute. Yeah. We often joked on how it's probably the most expensive furniture we have and will ever own, since we mostly have secondhand furniture and we can only afford to buy on the low end. Anyways, last weekend I was away for work and my wife sold the dresser online without my knowledge.
Yeah, also you're selling something that belongs to both of you.
Yeah.
And more coming from his side of the family without telling him.
No.
That's a huge red flag.
No. When I got home, I didn't notice at first, but then I saw she bought a bunch of new clothes. I asked her, oh my God, just end the relationship. I'm done reading this, divorce. I asked her where she got the extra money from, and she casually says she sold the dresser. There must be something deeper going on here. I thought she was kidding. I went and checked, and the old dresser we put in the basement was back in its original place. I asked her to elaborate, and she said that as a joke and out of curiosity, she put it online for $500, but someone offered $1,800 in cash and they would come and pick it up immediately. She accepted.
So then
I'm sorry?
How much it was worth it if someone offered that? Maybe she's lying.
What the do you think she's pranking him? When everything sank in, I told her she shouldn't have done that she's an asshole since it's also my dresser and she didn't even get my permission.
Yeah.
She brushed me off and said that I was overreacting. She even said that we can buy another dresser with the leftover money, like that's the fucking point. But that would not happen since we already have our old one back. She even had the gall to say we could just ask sister-in-law to make another dresser since she's only practicing her skills anyways.
I'm speechless.
It just gets worse and worse every sentence. I swear my wife isn't usually like this and that she's being blinded by stupid money. It's been tense for the past few days and we've barely talked. At first I tried to find a way to get the dresser back and maybe somehow negotiate, but when I asked my wife for the person's details, she said it's already been deleted and that the online profile has also been removed.
Fishy.
Yeah. She's been insulting the dresser when she never did before, saying things like it's not even well made, that it's ugly, heavy, and it's useless anyways. What? Whenever I try, it just really sounds like there's something deeper going on. Like he's hurt her feelings and this is how she's clapping back. I don't know.
Awful.
Like
Yeah,
it really
you're
sounds like there's something underlying.
You're
like if
right.
she's never done this before, like maybe she is mad at the sister-in-law or at him, but like it just really sounds like something. If he's completely blindsided by this behaviour. Whenever I try and talk some sense into her that not everything is about money and I don't want our relationship with my brother and sister-in-law to turn sour because of her actions, she simply says we can hide it and they wouldn't even know. I don't know what's up with my wife and I don't stand by what she did. Brain injury?
Yeah, it's the only explanation.
I think it's unlikely for us to get the dresser back. We don't even have extra money to pay for it since she already spent almost half of it. I've been putting off telling my brother what happened. I don't know how to approach the situation, but I can't cover for my wife in good conscience. I don't want my sister-in-law to be hurt by my wife, but my wife won't budge in any direction. Do I confess to my brother first, then let him tell her, or do I tell her on my own?
I would be enraged.
Yeah.
With you.
Yeah. I couldn't even imagine ever doing anything like that.
You would never do that.
That's crazy.
You would never do that.
If I did something like that,
I would take it to the doctor.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You need to reach out to my family and say something is going on with... that was definitely a sneeze.
I'm worried. Like, I'll check if there's any update just to know.
There must be more to the story, or...
Can you can stay there, but can you please sit down?
There must be more to the story, or she's going through something mentally.
Because that's crazy. Like, and she didn't even do it to pay bills. She did it to buy new clothes.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought maybe out of desperation and like he wasn't helping or something, but
it's really weird that she said like, oh, that person has deleted the account. Like that's very rare.
That's what makes me think there's more going on.
And maybe she took it somewhere.
Maybe
like
she broke it. Oh no, but how would she have bought all the clothes?
Yeah, maybe she like took it to a shop or something. Wow.
Maybe she has a friend that was like, I really love this, I'll give you $1,800. It's fucking weird.
She clearly sold it for a big amount of money. Like that's a lot of money. So it must have been also a really good looking dresser. Like if someone spends so much, that's crazy.
I think this is a huge break in communication. Like this is a huge red flag for the relationship.
Yes.
Like you need to nip it in the bud. Like I would suggest even counselling.
I was gonna say I think the only way out of this for me would be counselling, because
she needs to see how bad it is what what she has done.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's going to be issue after issue following this.
It would be a different thing if they were really struggling with money and she had to pay bills. I don't know. I could see that, like, it would be a different situation. But this is really unforgivable. Like, I would be so hurt. And I wouldn't recognize you. Like, I would totally have to bring you to the doctor. Like, I was like, this is not her.
No, I would never do that.
Exactly. I think you would feel the same.
Also,
I hope you feel the same.
Also,
like,
it would be like if Teo gifted us something.
Yeah.
Like, it's from your family.
That's what I mean.
Like, it belongs to both of us, yes, but especially if it's from your family, that's more even more sentimental to you. Like, there was no way I would do that, even if I thought it was the ugliest thing in the world, which it sounds like she didn't even think that. Well, she said it after the fact.
To both, like, it was a gift for the family.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
I'm just saying.
And it's something that required a lot of physical work.
Yeah, it's like labor of love. Like,
it's not something that you buy from a shop.
Yeah.
I think I wouldn't feel so upset if it was bought.
But still, that's just not how you make decisions that affect
in the family. Even
two
if,
people.
honestly, even if it was just their dresser that they bought, the problem is that she sold it without consulting him. Like, that's really weird.
Yeah, it is. Your wife is playing games and isn't even bothering to be subtle. She waited until you were away, disposed of the dresser, and spent at least half of the money, and basically shrugged at your reaction. By the way, she didn't sell it online. She had a buyer already set up. She doesn't like your sister-in-law for some reason, or she's incredibly selfish and blasé about gifts. Sell her engagement ring and buy some golf clubs.
Nobody sees something for sale for 500 and offers 3 times.
Yeah, there's lies for sure going on.
So weird.
Yeah, definitely detect lies.
Let's go for story number.
Should we check if we're still filming? Ooh, this sounds so interesting.
This is a different topic. Yeah. So, am I the asshole for not wanting to forgive my parents who used to be amazing because of one mistake they made in the past? I don't have a take on this. I think it depends on what mistake they've made.
But you can't force yourself to forgive someone. Like, you can just make a decision to work on that.
Yeah.
But it's not so much of a choice. Like, I don't think forgiveness, like, it comes.
I think you can work on.
You can work on it, but
I think you can.
But you can't just be like, you can't just decide one day to forgive.
No, I think it comes with work. Like, if you if you're willing, if it's a relationship that you want to save, then you can put work into it. This is my opinion. I don't know if it's true. But
I agree.
You're like, you have to evaluate. Like, do I value this relationship more, or am I so upset?
Do you want to forgive?
Yeah.
If you want to, I think you can get there.
Then you can try.
Yeah.
So, growing up, my parents used to be these amazing parents who were very attentive and caring to me and my siblings. Except with an exception. That the two of them would always have their phones on Do Not Disturb from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. And they told us that it's because they value their free time and sleep and don't want to be disturbed during the night.
No.
Do they mean as, like, growing up, like, as they were teenagers, they had a Do Not Disturb?
They said always.
Policy? I'm shocked.
Yeah, that's so bad.
Go look the last video that we posted where the last Reddit where we were talking about how both of our parents, both of our moms mainly,
would say call me anytime.
Yeah. I struggle to
How can you sleep at night?
Yeah. I struggle to sleep when you're out, like,
knowing that your child could call you and you...
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And, like, you're a grown up, maybe you're with friends that you trust and everything, and I struggle because I get anxious. I cannot imagine with my own children. Like,
it's crazy.
Teenagers are still kids. Like, they're teenagers. They're stupid. Teenagers are stupid. I stand by this.
This is so crazy. You can call, like, 2 or 3 times, I think, to get through the Do Not Disturb. But if someone's, like, needs help immediately, like, what the fuck? Don't have kids then. If you value your free time, don't have fucking kids. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
The Do Not Disturb thing, it's a choice that you make where, like, if someone calls you more than an amount of time, then it's not activated anymore. I think you have to click. I'll check what it is on my phone.
Yeah, you can definitely adjust it. But I think, like, maybe if all of your kids plus both parents were home and you wanted to put it on Do Not Disturb for a few hours so that people from the outside couldn't get in, but cutting your kids off from being able to contact you, that is an absolute fucking gigantic no from me.
And I think maybe you could have an emergency phone where you give the number only to those.
So you know if that phone's ringing, then there's a problem. Yeah, you have to have a backup if you're going to do that.
Like, and then like nobody else can bother you, and that's fine.
I don't get it.
If your kids or whoever you love and you want to give the number to call you on that number, it means it is an emergency. Like you need to. Anyway, which was okay at first until I was stuck in a situation where I really needed their help. Around 3 years ago, when I was 18, a teenager, I got this job as a server where I would work until 1 a.m. and I was expected to drive myself home.
That should have at least been a turning point for them. Like, oh, my child is doing a job where they finish at 1 a.m. I should probably, like, wouldn't you not be worried? This is what I don't understand. Like, I could not sleep.
That's crazy. However, one day I got into a car accident after work and got pretty badly injured. To the point that I'll never fully recover to this day, as I now have life-lasting injuries and is considered as disabled. Wow, so it was a huge accident.
Yeah, and your parents...
And like maybe you call once and then you're unable to call again. Like I don't know. And I was hoping that just this once my parent would answer me because I was scared and wanted someone close to me to be there for me. But as expected, it automatically went into the voicemail and they never picked up. And that night, I also called other family members to ask them to contact my family or to come with me. And the only one who was willing to come by to see me immediately was my grandparents. And they also tried to call my parents as well, but as expected, they couldn't reach them either. So it wasn't until around the next day at 7 a.m. where my parents finally heard what happened to me. By then, I already felt like it was too late because they wouldn't respond after so long. And I was already out of surgery and awake by the time my parents finally came to the hospital. So I never felt like I really got their support because I already did with my grandparents who was there for me from the start. So basically you go through something so traumatic, you need surgery, must be really scary, and your parents just ignored you. And ever since then, I couldn't think about my parents as amazing anymore, and I couldn't forgive them for making me feel abandoned, even if I knew that they would never pick up on their phone in the middle of the night because they told me so beforehand. And ever since then, I was distant and refused to let them do anything with me, like talking to me, taking me to physical therapy or my doctor's appointment, and only wanted my grandparents' help. I think it's a normal reaction to something. Totally,
100%.
And within the last month, after recovering enough to finally be able to go find another job that accommodated my disabilities and making enough money, I finally moved out of my parents' house and went no contact with them. And my parents and grandparents seem to have an issue with that because they're telling me that I'm being too harsh. Especially since my parents profusely apologized and promised to keep their phones available at all times. A little too late. And they know they have kept their promise to this day, since I know from my siblings that they can call them in the middle of the night and my parents would now answer the phone even if it's past 10 p.m. However, that one event is something I feel like I can never forgive them for. And while I feel bad for making my grandparents sad for not wanting to forgive my parents, I can't bring myself to do so after they made me feel so abandoned. What do you think? Am I the asshole?
No, you're not the asshole.
Look, I think you're the only one who can tell whether your relationship with your parents is worth saving for.
I was gonna say, like, along those lines, like, okay, your grandparents are sad, your parents are sad, maybe your siblings are sad, like, none of that really matters. Like, of course you care about them and you don't want them to be sad, but like, the only person you should make this decision for is you. Like, how is it going to impact you to have them in your lives? Like, are you going to be worse off, like, you know, having to avoid family events, or, you know, just holding all of this resentment inside? Like, how is that for you? Maybe it doesn't affect you at all. Like, maybe you don't enjoy, you know, spending family time, or there could be any reason why that relationship just doesn't serve you. And you're better off, you know.
Let's read a couple of comments. There's someone who's a parent who said, as a parent, I just don't understand this. My phone goes to do not disturb at 11 p.m. It allows calls from my wife, kids, and a few of my very close friends. For everyone else, all they have to do is call me twice and it'll get through. I have gotten up at 3 a.m. to fetch a cousin whose boyfriend was drunk. I would definitely be available 24/7 for my wife and my kids.
It sounds like it was genuinely a mistake. You know, it doesn't sound like they were really doing it. It just sounds like they didn't think of this possibility, which is very naive as a parent. But
I would love to live with not having this anxiety. Like, it would make my life so much easier. Like, I don't know, I cannot understand it because I get worried about people I love even when they're grown up. Even if they're older than me, I could not live like this. Like,
someone said, but my question is, why didn't anyone you did call go to your house and wake your family up? Did you call your siblings? Did they pick up their phone? Why didn't they wake up the parents?
True.
Even the grandparents could have driven a separate vehicle and one of them go to the house. I don't know.
That's true. That's really odd.
Y'all, I'm an older person, not very tech savvy, and I made this exact same mistake 12 years ago with my daughter and had to learn. She was in college, I worked a stressful job, and half the time I turned the sound off, mostly when I needed to get a good night's sleep. Never gave it much thought. One night she had an emergency, not medical, and needed me desperately. My phone was turned off, and to this day I feel awful about it. That very day I researched how to make sure it never happened again and found the iPhone workaround of making a favourites list that will let calls through. It was a terrible mistake I just didn't think through. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive your parents, to give your parents some grace.
It's nice to see point of view from someone who's been through it on the other side as well, I think, because it helps you like paint a bigger picture of the situation. Look, I think if their relationship was as perfect as it was painted before, like they were amazing and everything, she wouldn't cut context completely. This is what I think. Like, I'm suspicious that they were good parents, but there were other
things that she maybe can't pinpoint, like exact things, or she doesn't know. Like, maybe she's from a culture where things are normalized, but like she's got some sort of feeling deep down that she's okay being no contact with them. Like, I was thinking the same
interesting
thing.
like it's interesting.
Like, if you really had a super close bond with your parents and they made something that you could see was a genuine mistake and that they felt genuinely bad about it,
it's odd to cut them off completely, but
everyone processes things differently, I suppose.
What do you guys think? Let us know, because I am conflicted about this one. Like,
this one is a bit more grey.
I don't think she's the asshole, but at the same time, I do think it might be a little bit, harsh. It's an interesting story. Let us know what you guys think, and everybody go to therapy regardless.
That's the blanket advice for every single story.
Anyway,
cool.
Thank you so much for listening to
coming along to another video.
Rambling.
Yeah, there's been a lot of rambling this time. I don't know whether it was more than usual.
Over each other.
Yeah, sorry, it's probably not sleeping.
Yeah, it's both of us. Come back for another video.
Of course.
See you next time.
Why wouldn't I?
Okay.
All right, thanks, guys.
Ciao,
bye.
mates.
See you next time. 3, 2, 1.
Ciao, mates. That's creepy.
Yeah, we are creepy. We're like the Siamese twins. We were like, but we're not related.
No.
Just to clarify.
I have to cut all of this out because it's too boring. We always it's annoying.
Sorry, it is. I agree.
Okay. Hello. He's so loud.
He's really loud.
Okay, start the sentence from the beginning.